Has Borehamwood just got cheeky? This video is a Borehamwood test route, and as you can imagine, I'm up in Borehamwood. Traditionally, Borehamwood has a very good pass rate, and provided you're very good at roundabouts, you should be fine at Borehamwood. But this particular route is a route that's been brought to my attention because it's quite cheeky. And it overlaps in an area that I didn't think Borehamwood went to. It takes in the Sterling Corner roundabout, but it also takes in the Apex Corner twice. And it heads down towards Mill Hill. I'm in Mill Hill. I'm in proper Mill Hill. I'm about to go past Mill Hill Test Centre. So this video is going to be a drive-through of this particular route. But has Borehamwood got cheeky? I can't start from Borehamwood Test Centre because Borehamwood Test Centre is a private car park. I can't imagine anybody that's taking their test at Borehamwood is going to be able to practice in that car park because you need a code in order to get in, or you need to be buzzed in by the DVSA, and they're just not going to buzz you in unless you have a test. And if you're caught in that car park by a DVSA manager, or DVSA examiner, I should say, then you're probably going to have a right little rollicking, or not you, but your instructor would. Anybody else out there that is interested in learning to drive, or is learning to drive, this video is also going to be beneficial to you because I hopefully should be driving to a high standard. What I will do is if I do make a mistake, I'll highlight it in the video. I'm just gonna hold back here because that guy is so close. I am talking to you and I am trying to drive to a high standard, but let's see. Let's see how this comes out. Oh, just like always, like, comment, and subscribe because it really does boost the channel, pushes the video out to a wide audience, and maybe somebody will benefit from this video. So if you hit that like button, share it, somebody else will get benefit from this video. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing too. Let's get this show on the road. That never used to be like this at Borehamwood. At Borehamwood, used to be in a really nice location. It was actually where the DVLA offices used to be, but now it's in this industrial estate, and you've got to be careful of all these car parks and cars emerging, and then you got vans and trucks doing whatever it is that they're doing. So you just need to be a little bit careful, and the road is not the widest. So this is where Borehamwood Test Centre is, and it's this building here on the left, Spitalfields House, and the car park, the one that you've got to exit and enter, is just here. And it poses a few problems all by itself. End of the road here, I'm going to turn left, so mirror, mirror, and signal. I'm going to slow down and just wait for this guy to do what he needs to do. Now here at Borehamwood, you could also turn right. That would take you up onto the dual carriageway. This particular route is taking me to the left, which is similar to the other video that I did. The examiner may ask you to pull up somewhere along here. So the examiner would ask me to follow the road ahead to the second exit, unless their sat-nav is already in operation, in which case that would tell you to follow the road ahead to the second exit. Coming up to a roundabout, again, that's very typical for Borehamwood. Having a look to the right, this vehicle's coming round, exited off with a signal, which is quite nice. Come around the roundabout, check my center mirror, my left mirror, I'm going to signal left and take the exit. And then there seems to be a little bit of a traffic jam. Now, quite often they get you to pull up here, so I'm going to pull up on the left, so mirror, mirror, and signal. I'm going to pull up on the left. Hopefully, be following the sat-nav. So I know it's going this way, so I'm going to drive on. So I look all the way around my car, make sure it's nice and safe. This vehicle's up there. I'm going to drive on. So hopefully I've got the audio on that sat-nav.
Arrive at your destination at 1:19 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Sat-Nav.
After 300 yards,
Miss Sat-Nav.
go left on the roundabout and take the first exit. Then, at the end of the road, turn left.
If there's a spot or a space, it's very likely they'll get you to pull up somewhere along there for the hill start. So I'm turning left at the roundabout, so mirror,
go
mirror.
Left on the roundabout and take the first exit. Then, at the end of the road, turn left.
Okay, so again, it's clear to the right, so I'm just going to enter. Now, I'm not going to pull up loads, but again, here is somewhere where they can ask you to pull up. Okay, so at the end of the road here, I'm going to turn left, so mirror, mirror. Make sure that car doesn't pull out on me. Mirror, mirror, and signal. And I'm coming to the mouth of the junction.
Turn left.
And I'm going to position nicely here on the left-hand side. Looking right, looking left, looking right. That's pretty clear. So I go, enter the new road, new mirrors. That's a real balance, Borehamwood, between a little bit of urban driving.
300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
I think I'm going to regret having the sat-nav on doing this. It's a balance between a little bit of urban driving and country driving, so you need a real mix. And you've also got to be good at roundabouts. It's going to be quiet because I think the sat-nav's going to say something. So I'm following the road ahead here. Now the
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
The road markings clearly indicate I need to be in the left-hand position, so I've done that. If I was in that right-hand position and there's somebody around me, I'd want to be quite careful because I don't want to be changing position at the last second. It probably would be safer just to turn right at that point. But again, the importance of reading road markings.
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
Okay, at the roundabout I'm turning right, fourth exit. Now that little nubbin there on the left-hand side there before the Borehamwood bit is a junction, so you count that. That's 1, Borehamwood's 2, Barnet 3, Edgware Mill Hill 4. So, mirror, mirror, signal, and it says A1S, and that's
Go right on the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
And that's a good follow. So I've also got a potential road marking that I could follow too. I'm in a good position. I'd imagine this Mini's going to go. That's looking pretty clear for me, so I'm going to enter. Now I move all the way across to the right-hand lane, and the road marking tells me to do that, so I'm going to do that. Now the road markings kind of disappear, so I'm just going to hold the right lane. And I'm going to stay in my lane. This is a spiral roundabout, and it's now spiraled me to this lane here, which is now second from the right. Cancel my signal there. Center mirror, left mirror, indicate left.
Exit.
And it takes me into the right-hand lane of this dual carriageway. Now what I suggest you do is pick up your speed. Don't hang about. Get the car moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back to the left. So mirror, mirror and signal. But I've got this vehicle here, which I don't massively like because I'm slightly in its blind spot. Doing 50 miles an hour. Come to gear 6, cancel my signal. Now ideally I'm going to be moving back into the left-hand lane. So I'm going to come off the gas here so I'm able to do that because I'm just going to be competing with that white car. Put my mirrors on my signal, do my mirrors on my signal, and I'm going to move across into the left-hand lane. Now I'm within the following distance problem, but I'm dropping back. So I was within that 2 seconds, but I dropped back. Now I'm quite interested to hear what the sat-nav or when the sat-nav is going to warn me of where I'm going here. So I'm in the correct lane, I'm in normal driving position. I'm monitoring.
3/4 of a mile, keep right.
Okay, 3/4 of a mile, keep right. That's what it's telling me. Now, obviously, what you would do is probably start thinking about moving across. So I'm going to start moving across now because that's telling me to keep right. Interested to know what route direction. Now, I do know where I'm going. Now, on this roundabout, we're going to be following the road ahead to the second exit.
Second exit on this roundabout requires you to be in the middle lane, so it's quite useful to move across as early as possible.
Does the sat-nav give me any proper warning of that without looking at it?
400 yards, keep right, then cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay, keep right and then take the second exit. You must listen to that. If you're on sat-nav on this particular route, I think it'd be better to be actually following road signs, and it's possible that they do this following road signs. So if they are following road signs, you would be following the signposts to Edgware. I'm in the correct lane to follow the road ahead. The lights are green. I'm just going to follow across, and this is the apex
right,
corner.
Then cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay, so if I was in one of these lanes,
roundabout and take the second exit.
If-
Then take the third left.
if I was in one of those lanes there, that would have been a problem. Now I'm in the left-hand lane, following the road ahead here at the apex. I'm in the correct position. I just need to make sure that I don't cross that line there because it's very easy to drift across.
I actually make a small mistake here. I haven't applied my left signal. This would be the perfect spot to do it. However, how it would be judged in your driving test is whether it would have impacted anybody. And that would be for the examiner to decide.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, sort of drive towards the barrier and then turn, and then obviously my left signal should have been on, although very unlikely I was going anywhere else, but that could be a talking point. So I'm scanning this pedestrian crossing here, nothing there. Have a little glance at the sat-nav. It's going to ask me to turn left
After
here.
100 yards, turn left, then turn right.
There's the junction, mirror, mirror signal,
Turn left, then turn right.
and I'm turning turn left. Now don't be fooled by roads like this. This is now a quiet
Turn
road.
right.
Nowhere else to go. I want to be careful here. This road is bending round to the right, and I'm going to make sure I'm as well to the left as I possibly can. This is a very good spot to do the emergency stop. So if they're going to do the emergency stop on test, it's very likely it's going to happen here. Or it's possible also to do a parallel park.
At the end of the road, turn left, then turn right.
Okay, so I do my mirrors and my signal, coming to the mouth of the junction.
Turn left, then turn right.
Position to the left, looking right, looking left, looking right. I can't turn right there because that's a dead end. And then turning right here, so centre mirror, right mirror.
Turn right, then at the end of the road, turn left.
Indicate right. Okay, so I'm approaching the junction. I don't want to take any unnecessary risks at junctions like this. This is quiet. It can lull you into a false sense of security. You could rush your junction and you could get in trouble. So I'm checking my mirrors.
Turn left.
Gonna move to the left, check my mirrors, come back out, end of the road here, left. So mirror, mirror, and signal. There's absolutely nobody behind me at the moment. Now, there's no sign to tell me what the speed limit is here. Yes, there is, right there. Okay, so just here as I turn, there's a 20 sign. So now as I turn left, I've got to be careful because I'm entering a 20 zone. That's quite cheeky. However, that little electronic sign there also gives you that warning. So if that's illuminated, that's going to help you.
After 600 yards, turn right.
Okay, 600 yards, going to be turning right. It's nice and early, isn't it? Okay, just going to keep an eye on my speed. Slightly creeped up there, 21. Now back under, now it's 30. Now I'm not going to increase my speed until I've gone past that sign, okay? So now I'm going to pick up my speed a little bit to 25.
After 300 yards, turn right.
These parked cars and the road layout and what's going on, I don't want to necessarily rush. I don't have to jump on the gas. And I'm back into Mill Hill. I mean, this is a Mill Hill test route. Well, not really, because it starts and finishes in Borehamwood, but turning right here, so mirror, mirror, and signal. Got to deal with this pedestrian crossing. It's a double pedestrian crossing, so once they're in the middle,
right.
I can move across. And now I'm approaching a roundabout, a mini one. Still in gear 2 at the moment. I think I can do it in gear 2. Probably going to go slightly over this mini roundabout, and that's okay. I know it says in the highway code, you must not go over the central markings, but sometimes they put them in positions that make that very, very difficult. And now I'm...
After 200 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
I'm in Mill Hill. I'm in proper Mill Hill. I'm about to go past Mill Hill Test Centre.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
This roundabout, you need to be careful. Your visibility is really bad. This is also for people who are doing their tests at Mill Hill and Hendon, because you will be dealing with roundabouts like this, or this particular roundabout, if you're doing a test there. But if your visibility is poor, take your time. You don't need to rush. Where am I going on this one? So the roundabout, I'm turning left.
After 100 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, then turn left.
So I do my mirrors.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, then turn left.
Talk about overkill, Santnav. Thanks very much. Although I guess that extra little bit of information would be beneficial to you guys, possibly.
200 yards, turn left.
Okay, so now I know I'm going to be turning left. So it's just around this bend. I know where it is, so I'm going to do my mirrors and my signal. I see the sign now.
Turn left.
I put that signal on a little bit earlier because of how close that car behind me is. It is quite close, or it was. So I want to give them as early warning as possible, that I'm going to take that turn. Speed limit is still 30. I'm doing about 28 miles an hour at the moment. Coming around this corner. Don't need to massively rush. Now again, this is another area that they could possibly ask you to pull up. And there are spaces here. You've got the single yellow line. Obviously try and avoid the dropped curbs or the driveways if possible, unless they tell you that you can do that. At the end of the road here, I'm going to turn left. So again, I can see where the end of the road is. So I check my center mirror, my left mirror.
Turn left.
I'm going to signal left.
Turn right.
I'm coming around. I'm going to position nicely behind this black car. Try and keep tires on tarmac.
What I failed to mention in the video, which I also think is quite important, is just on your left-hand side here, there's a traffic light. And you must make sure when you go to emerge that that hasn't turned red while you're looking to the right. Keep an eye on it.
Now I'm entering a high street. Anyone doing their tests at Mill Hill will be very familiar with this, or Hendon, but I'm going through the high street. And when I'm driving through a high street, there are going to be pedestrians about, there are going to be people parking their cars, there could be people walking out from in between cars. So I just want to be careful of that. Up ahead of me, I've got a red light. There's absolutely no reason for me to now bomb up behind this vehicle here. I've also got that truck in a very strange position. Is he reversing? Is he moving? Not quite sure. Somebody has just walked across this pedestrian crossing. It's possible it could turn, and I don't want to get caught out like this vehicle in front and have my back wheels stuck on the pedestrian crossing. Now, just making sure it's still green and that nobody's walking through here. They're not walking through.
After 100 yards, turn right.
This truck here,
Turn right.
it's a problem. Somebody could walk out around the back. I was about to say walk out around the back. So I'm turning right here. Almost missed that. Let's let this vehicle out. Is this vehicle going to want me to go? No, I'm going to move forwards and hopefully the AA car lets me go. Yes, they do. Thank you very much. And I enter the new road, new mirrors. Now I've got a vehicle up there. I'm not going to fight for the space. I could have potentially forced my way through there. I had the opportunity, but there's no problem for me to just wait. I can be nice, be courteous to other drivers. And that is not undue hesitation. That's just assessing the space and thinking, why not just come through? I'm going to be turning right up here soon.
Turn right, then you have reached your destination.
My sat-nav route finishes here. It is possible the sat-nav route could go on a little bit longer. Where's the junction? There it is. Okay, so mirror, mirror, and signal.
Turn right, then you have reached your destination.
Okay, sat-nav's going to finish. This is another place that I could possibly be pulling up on the left.
After 100 yards, you have reached your destination.
Now the rest of it will be route directions.
You have reached your destination.
Thank you, sat-nav. Okay, so they're not going to give me a route direction here because I only have one choice. Now, when I'm emerging onto a dual carriageway, I also have to be aware of the right-hand lane. So I'm not going to rush out here. With those vehicles in the right-hand lane there, that makes that a little bit tricky. I don't want my car to swing out. Although looking at this, I've got quite a nice sweepy curb, so I might be able to do it. And I just wouldn't rush. Wait for an appropriate gap. That is a gap. I'm going to take it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step on the gas. I'm going to pick up my speed and go. At this roundabout, I'm going to be turning right. Your first instinct would be to move to the right, but I can turn right from all three lanes here.
And that's confirmed by the fact that it says A1 in all three of these lanes. Which, if you're also reading your signs, you would see here. As I always say, read signs.
This one, the center one, and the right one. I have picked the furthest most to the left to turn right. If you move across to those lanes over there, or that one where this truck is, or the furthest to the right, that's also absolutely fine. Each one has its own pitfalls. If I'm turning right from this lane, I'm sort of second from the left and I've just got traffic on both sides of me. If you don't like that, move all the way to the right and then the traffic will only be on your left-hand side.
I am about to make a mistake. I love shooting videos, it highlights all the stuff that goes wrong. Instead of talking to you and trying to explain where you could position on this roundabout, I should be aware of this vehicle, this truck, on my right hand side, which if you rewind that, I even just pointed at. What I should be doing is allowing this large vehicle to move off because there's absolutely no way that it would be able to stay in its lane. But instead, I start edging forwards as the lights turn green. Even though there's a vehicle behind, you shouldn't feel pushed to move because nobody wants to get crushed by a truck, do we?
But when you exit the roundabout in that right-hand lane, I'm just gonna hold back here because that guy is so close. Goodness me.
Indeed.
I'm gonna come around. That was way too close. Possibly I shouldn't have moved. But I come around the roundabout, I'm in the left-hand lane now, so center mirror, left mirror, indicate left. Gonna position all the way to the left. And I'm in the left-hand lane. If I had been in the right-hand lane, I would have been exiting in the right-hand lane, which means now I've got to think about moving back to the left as soon as it's appropriate. At this point of your test, you are now heading back home, should we say. You're coming back to test center. So speed limit here is 50. I'm doing 45. I could look to pick up my speed and overtake but with the amount of traffic there is, it's just not worth it. I've now got to judge that separation gap. Let me count it. 1001, 1002, so I'm over 2 seconds from the vehicle in front. I've managed that. I've got a vehicle behind, I've got vehicles on my right. There's absolutely no point for me to move out and overtake. It's just not worth it. Now on this roundabout up ahead, they're going to ask you to take the second exit. So I am in correct lane to take the second exit. Again, this guy's now pulled in front of me, 1001, 1002, so I'm right on the threshold. I'm going to drop back slightly from the vehicle in front to make sure that I'm not got a following distance problem. I've got this vehicle quite close behind me as well. Drop down to gear 4, so I've got a bit more pull, and I'm approaching the roundabout. Now, taking the second exit.
The second exit is the one that's probably the easiest to miss. It's this tiny little nub right here that leads to the Morrison's car park.
Now, taking the second exit here, it's traffic lighted. I'm in the correct lane, vehicle behind, and good distance from me and the vehicle in front. And then we're just literally almost done. Checking my mirrors. Keeping good lane discipline. So here I am, I go past the first exit and center mirror, left mirror indicate left. I'm in the correct lane to exit. So I'm going to exit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn left into this car park. And I'm going to pull up somewhere along here.
In your real test, they'll take you back to the Borehamwood Test Centre car park. I can't do that, so we're going to finish it here.
And that is a cheeky little Borehamwood route. God, that's a mouthful. Borehamwood route. God, that's a cheeky little Borehamwood route. If you're doing your test at Borehamwood, you've now got to consider going down deep into Mill Hill. Now, some of the talking points there. I think the only real talking point was the truck when I'm entering the apex corner. If I'm 100% concentrating on what I'm doing, what I should have done there is waited. I shouldn't have moved forwards with the truck. I should be aware that that truck is going to struggle to stay in its lane, and I shouldn't be moving the vehicle forwards as the lights turn, even if I've got all that traffic behind me. If I'm in the path of that truck as it starts to drift across to the left-hand side because it struggles to stay in its lane, I'm the one that's going to be the casualty. So really, at that point, I shouldn't be moving. So I think there, I managed it. I paused, I held back, but would I give myself a fault? Yes, I would. If you are doing your test at Borehamwood, I strongly recommend you have a look at that route. If you get any value from the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you like more content, and I will see you in the next one. Get well out.